successful dawn has come to the light. So you are witnessing the glory of the inauguration ceremony of the second International Conference on Management and Entrepreneurship. We dearly called as ICOME, the second ICOME 2023, organized by the Faculty of Management Studies of the Open University of Sri Lanka. Now we can see our guests are arriving to the CETMe premises, to the studio of the Center for Educational and Technology and Media of the Open University of Sri Lanka. So this second ICOME is organized under the theme of a whole new world, challenge of change, and re-envisioning the business management landscape. Under this theme, Faculty of Management Studies proudly present its second international conference. In the year of 2019, a small department operated under the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences was converted into a faculty. It was bloomed into another level as the Faculty of Management Studies. It was the sixth and the youngest faculty of the Open University of Sri Lanka. Just after 3 years of its commencement, the faculty reached a highest level. The faculty was able to organize its very first international conference as the International Conference on Management and Entrepreneurship. We call it as ICOME. So the first ICOME was organized in 2022. A year after, today we are witnessing the second ICOME, ICOME 2023. Now you are witnessing our chief guests are arriving. The Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor PMC Tilakaratne, Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies, Professor Nalina Besekara, Conference Chair, Professor Champika Lianagamage, and the guests are arriving to the premises. Headed by the Sri Lankan culture and traditional values, Kandyan traditional dancers are leading the way. Following their steps, our guests are arriving to the premises. So they are stepping here to add another unforgettable day, a remarkable morning, and a glorious, a golden chapter to the history of Faculty of Management Studies and the Open University of Sri Lanka. And we have to remember this forum has been created to share the novel knowledge on the very important aspects in the contemporary business management era. That is what our theme is elaborating. A whole new world, challenge of change, and the re-envisioning of business management landscape. Under this theme, all the local scholars and the international scholars are ready to share their knowledge. Especially in this inauguration ceremony, 3 international scholars will share their novel knowledge with us. Following by that, the technical sessions are enriched with the research findings of local researchers as well as international scholars. Then, Industry Forum, which will take place in the following day, 31st of May, would be enlightened by the renowned industry experts who will share their knowledge, experience with us. So, you can stay tuned with ICOME 2023 during these 2 days, during the 30th of May and 31st of May, to get the global exposure, experience, novel knowledge regarding the new spaces, new land spaces of business management. So now we experience the glory of the welcome parade of the inauguration ceremony of the second ICOME 2023. The guests are arriving here to grace the occasion. We are witnessing it. So at the CETMe premises, we are here to start our second ICOME. This would be a remarkable event for the Faculty of Management Studies and also for the Open University of Sri Lanka. This unforgettable memory would be added to the Faculty of Management Studies.
ICOME 2023 is one of the flagship events in the academic calendar of the Faculty of Management Studies of the Open University of Sri Lanka. ICOME 2023, this year conference is the second international conference organized by this faculty. This faculty created an opportunity to researchers and practitioners and the entrepreneurs to come forward in one platform to share their research experience and the practical knowledge in a way to make policies. These policies are very much important in the today's context where the whole world is facing with that many problems. With these problems, of course, much of the research issues came up, especially in the business management field, whether it is accounting, whether it is finance, marketing management, human resource management, all that fields are, of course, faced with a lot of the problems. These problems finally be translated into that research issues. These research issues must be in-depth analysis is needed. This in-depth analysis, the research outcome, finally will become that policies to be implemented. Therefore, not only this research dissemination, this event, but this research conference will facilitate for the young researchers to come and share their research findings at the doctoral colloquium. Not only that, at the same time, 3 minutes competition, the whole 28,000 or 30,000 words of the research dissertation will be again in an abstract way will be presented within 1 minute. So these are again not only this, the industry forum where that provided the platform to share the experiences of industry people to come and talk in the academia to share their knowledge. So therefore, I hope this that ICOME 2023 is the one of the latest research findings in the business management field.
Faculty of Management Studies at the Open University of Sri Lanka, we are very concerned about the quality research outcome. Last year 2022, we had ICOME 2022 with more success, and this year also we are expecting your presence and contributing more for ICOME 2023 for more research outcome and more quality presence by adding new knowledge for the existing domain of knowledge. And more importantly, as a country now we are in the economic crisis, the managerial implications we are getting from the research outcome, we would like to add kind of new strategies for the country for the better Sri Lanka.
The Faculty of Management Studies is proudly hosting its second International Research Conference on Management and Entrepreneurship, ICOME 2023. This time, the conference theme is A Whole New World, the Challenge of Change and Reinventing the Business Management Landscape. The primary aim of the conference is to bring local and foreign researchers and practitioners into one forum to share and disseminate current development and insights in business management and entrepreneurship. The presenters of ICOME will also get the opportunity to publish their findings in two journals, Sri Lanka Journal of Management Studies and the Journal of Management Issues, published by the Faculty of Management Studies of the Open University of Sri Lanka.
This is a whole new world that we are experiencing and witnessing today. The challenge of change is mammoth and compelling. In that backdrop, re-envisioning the business management landscape is indeed vital. Opening a wide space and an international forum to discuss about these aspects, let us proudly commence the second International Conference on Management and Entrepreneurship, ICOME 2023, organized by the Faculty of Management Studies of the Open University of Sri Lanka.
Yes, a very good morning to distinguished invitees, guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is our great pleasure and honor to warmly welcome you all to this graceful event. Also, we would like to extend our grateful and heartfelt welcome to the honorable guests who are present at the head table today. Professor PMC Tilakaratne, Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor Nalin Abesekara, Dean, Faculty of Management Studies, Professor Shama Veerakon, Director, Research Unit, Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor Champika Lianagamage, Conference Chair, ICOME 2023.
So, with that proud note, let's officially inaugurate the event by respecting our motherland. Let's rise for the national anthem.
Namo
Thank you very much, my dear respected gathering. As we Sri Lankans who are endowed with rich traditional and cultural values, we are expecting virtuous blessing from the universe by lighting this traditional oil lamp. So, to light the oil lamp, we respectfully invite
Professor PMC Tilakaratne, Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka.
Dr. Nawala Rasool, Director, Postgraduate Institute of English.
Professor DDA Piyaratne, Dean, Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Professor GWAR Fernando, Dean, Faculty of Natural Sciences.
Dr. HGPA Ratnavira, Dean, Faculty of Engineering Technology.
Dr. DVM De Silva, Dean, Faculty of Education.
Dr. BSS De Silva, Dean, Faculty of Health Sciences.
Professor Nalina Besekara, Faculty of Management Studies.
Professor Shama Veerakon, Director, Research Unit of Open University of Sri Lanka.
Professor Champika Lianagamage, Conference Chair, ICOME 2023.
Professor V. Sivalogadasan, Founding Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies.
Professor LPS Gamini, Professor in Accounting and Finance.
Dr. Susil Edirisinghe, Head of the Department of Organizational Studies.
Dr. Sujivi Sapukotanage, Head Department of the Marketing Management.
Mr. KP Nishantha, Head of the Department of Human Resource Management.
Mr. Chanaka Veerasekara, Conference Secretary, ICOME 2023.
Professor C.S.D. Silva, Acting Director, Center for Educational Technology and Media.
Mr. Anushka Bandara, Acting Director, Regional Educational Services.
Dr. I.M. Navaratne, Acting Librarian.
Deputy Registrar, Open University of Sri Lanka.
Dr. W.M. K.G.A. Vikramasinghe, Bursa of the Open University of Sri Lanka. Thank you very much, dear honorable invitees. Actually, your presence do grace this occasion. Therefore, To acknowledge your kind participation, I warmly invite the leading lady of this journey of ICOME 2023, Conference Chair, Professor Champika Lianagamage, to deliver the welcome speech.
Very good morning to all of you. Vice Chancellor, Professor P.M.C. Tilakaratna, Professor Nalina Besekara, the Dean of the Faculty, Mr. Sundar Rajakrishnan, Regional Director, South Asia, Emerald Publishing, today the Chief Guest, Professor Sudhir Rana and Professor Paul Koku, the keynote speakers of this morning, Professor Shama Virakon, the Director Research of the Open University, the Registrar, Deans of the Faculties, Bursa, Directors of Centers and Units of the University, Professors, Heads of Departments, Paper Presenters, Session Chairs, Session Speakers and distinguished guests. Let me extend a very warm welcome to all of you to the second International Research Conference of Management and Entrepreneurship, ICOME 2023, organized by the Faculty of Management Studies of the Open University of Sri Lanka. In this beautiful morning, I'm delighted to see so many guests here in person and many others join through virtual platform. I'm especially honored to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Sundar Rajakrishnan, keynote speakers, Professor Sudhir Rana and Professor Paul Koku, who have graciously accepted our invitation to join us today. It is commonly accepted that today's organizations, both private and public sectors, are operating in an extremely volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous environment. Over past decades, even change has changed in the business world. Bringing in change is one of the biggest challenges that many organizations are currently facing and continue to face in future. ICOME 2023 provides a very unique platform for all of us because of its scope and the theme. A whole new world, the challenge of change and reinvention in the business management landscape. This theme has attracted delegates from different countries, people with wide-ranging knowledge on the practical aspect of this issue. So, this conference is an opportunity to learn from the challenges we experienced during an post-pandemic crisis, so that we can better deploy the art and science of managing organizations in our time. It is of satisfaction that we received 97 submissions in total under 5 themes, and based on the results of a rigorous review process, 65 papers have finally been selected to present today. ICOME 2023 is enriched with 10 technical sessions under 5 sub-themes, the doctoral colloquium, 3MT competition, and not only that, an industrial forum to exchanging experience and sharing knowledge between experts from the industry and the academia regarding the industry. The presenters of ICOME will also get the opportunity to publish their research findings in 2 journals published by the Faculty of Management Studies. As a very young and small faculty, we could make ICOME a real success for the second consecutive year. ICOME 2023 could have not been a success if this idea couldn't be improved and brought to perfection by the collective effort and collaboration of the amazing team that have worked throughout this journey. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation, starting from the leadership given by the Dean of the Faculty, the Vice Chancellor, and my amazing conference organizing committee. Once again, I warmly welcome all of you to join us virtually today and tomorrow with technical sessions. I believe ICOME 2023 will be a very productive conference with exciting and encouraging discussions and exchange of knowledge so that together we can anticipate a future of groundbreaking knowledge, research, and innovations to re-envision the business management landscape. I wish you a pleasant and productive experience with ICOME 2023.
Thank you, my dear madam. At any collective effort, there should be a visionary leadership. So this time space is dedicated to such a leader who inspires his team members. Dear Professor Nalina Besekara, the Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies and the former conference chair of the first ICOME 2022. This invitation goes to you, sir, to address the gathering.
Professor PMC Tilakaratna, Vice Chancellor, Chief Guest Mr. Sundar Rajakrishna, Regional Director, Emerald Publishing, Keynote Speaker Professor Sergius Paul Koku, Professor Sudhir Rana, Senior Professor Shama Veerakon, Professor Champika Lienagamage, Conference Chair, Professor V.C. Valogadasan, former Dean, all Deans, Professors and Scholars, Registrar, Bursa, and all the directors, staff members at Open University, paper presenters and participants. So as Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies at the Open University of Sri Lanka, I am delighted to welcome all partners to the second International Conference of Management and Entrepreneurship ICOME 2023. The conference is organized around the major theme of a all new world, the challenge of change and reinvention in the business management landscape, which is really valid in the current business world and which is really valid for Sri Lankan context under the situation we are in at the moment with the economic crisis. The Faculty of Management Studies, the Open University of Sri Lanka, is the nation's premier open and distance learning establishment with a history of over 40 years. Being the youngest faculty of the university, the Faculty of Management Studies took pride to hold the first International Conference of Management and Entrepreneurship in 2022. The event was graced by Professor Philip Kotler and Professor Xiaobu Wu, who are renowned researchers in the field of business management. Around 70 research papers and speeches on management and entrepreneurship were presented by local and foreign researchers. And also FMS, our faculty, currently managing 2 journals, namely Sri Lanka Journal of Management Studies and Management Issues, which is operating 4 years. So this time, with the leadership of Professor Champika Lienagamage as the conference chair, we are about to witness a great event of ICOME 2023. As the Faculty of Management Studies, with the blessings of our Vice Chancellor, we are honored and excited to have a chance to work with all the authors, reviewers, chairs and moderators of ICOME 2023. So I take this opportunity to convey my best wishes for effective, productive and memorable event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear sir. There is a strong guiding pillar and a massive supportive hand behind the success of ICOME 2023. That is the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor PMC Tilakaratna. Dear sir, please add your valuable thoughts to this remarkable event.
Very good morning to everyone. Dean Faculty of Management Studies, Professor Nalina Besekara. Conference Chair, Professor Champika Lienagamage. And all Deans of the Open University of Sri Lanka. Director Center for Technology and Media, because we are here today. Director Career Guidance Unit. Director, Staff Development Center, heads of the departments, professors, again former deans, president of the Alumni Association, boss of the university, registrar left, and chief guest for the today's conference, Mr. Sundar Rajakrishnan, Professor Shyama Veerakon, Director Research, keynote speaker, Professor Sudhir Rana, directors of the OUSL, assistant directors, all the academic staff members, administrative staff, and non-academic staff, all distinguished invitees. This movement gives me immense pleasure to address you, not because of addressing the inauguration of the international conference. Since I assumed duties in 2021, 25th of June, after 5 days, I had a discussion with the deans, and I requested, of course, by the time I discussed the research initiatives of the university with the Director Research, Professor Shyama Veerakon, and stated that we need to, of course, broad base our research endeavors in the university by organizing faculty research conferences, faculty international research conferences. So therefore, that's why I said in the outset, I'm highly delighted this challenge taken by the Faculty of Management Studies. Therefore, the Faculty of Management Studies of the Open University of Sri Lanka considered as one of the progressive faculties in the university. International Conference on Management and Entrepreneurship becomes now one of the flagship events of the university calendar, with the aim of bringing together the academia, practitioners, and the industry to deliberate on contemporary challenges of the economy. ICOME 2023 is the second international conference organized by this faculty and has picked the timely theme, namely a whole new world, the challenge of change and re-envisioning the business management landscape. I do like that rather re-envisioning, envisioning about the future, because challenges are always there in the world. We have experienced, never experienced tsunami, even that we didn't know the word. We said that tidal waves, and then after this corona pandemic, and to all of us of the Open University of Sri Lanka, the challenges are the opportunities. Crises are always the opportunities. As we are all aware, the economic crisis, coupled with all uncertainties, has transformed every aspect of our human lives, resulting in a complete revolution in lifestyle. This unprecedented situation has led policymakers and business leaders worldwide to explore and adapt strategies to suit the crisis. Within this context, the ICOME 2023 offers a platform to initiate a dialogue among the members of the academia and the industry, representing not only the country, but as well as representing the region and the other overseas countries to revisit innovative, emerging practices and to identify how best to cope up challenges in managing crisis. The ICOME 2023, as
mentioned by the Professor Champika as well as Dean of the Faculty, features three main events, namely doctoral colloquium, virtual 3 minutes competition, and industry forum. The PhD colloquium offers the opportunity for next generation of national and international researchers to further hone their research skills by presenting their postgraduate research in progress to a general audience. The industry forum guarantees industry representation in a dialogue that will prompt far-reaching economic consequences beyond boundaries. 3 minutes competition provides a challenge to the researcher to convince the general audience, as I said, his or her research outcome in an abstract way within a minute. I firmly believe that strong and mutually beneficial links will be created between the academia and the business community through the research presented and discussed in the technical sessions. The journey towards national development cannot be reached alone, and both the academic and business communities should join hands by sharing their knowledge and expertise via conferences such as this. The success of conference of this nature depends on team effort. Today is another very specific day to the Open University of Sri Lanka, because this faculty adopted contingency approach, where pre-planned international conference and never thought unplanned another event. But I'm thankful to the organizers, dean of the faculty and the chair and all other team members did not that discuss a single word with me why that you are arranging simultaneously 2 events at the university. That's the challenge. Thank you very much for this understanding the whole that faculty and organize such a glamorous event today. Therefore, I am grateful to the dean again, the conference chair, and the conference committee, and the members of the Faculty of Management Studies for their untiring efforts in organizing and making this conference a reality. Because I know Faculty of Management Studies, of course, dearth of human resources, but small group, highly dedicated. So that's the the unity of the faculty. Never coming with the complaints. Complaints are all challenges to the management. That is what that I always believe. Right? I never like to listen that no word negative. That is all positive. That is the management. Challenges are the part and parcel of the life. And different attitudes, living with diversity is the again part and parcel of our that normal day-to-day life. Understanding the reality, once again that I appreciate this all endeavors. Further, I appreciate the local and foreign researchers who share their expertise and knowledge, and the business community for actively taking part for deliberations today and tomorrow, including all the technical sessions. So I'm not going to talk much. So therefore, I wish this international conference on business and entrepreneurship should have a resounding success, and like that we light the oil lamp. So this conference will that like that, as I said, lit the lamp, will enlighten in the future, right, for the undefined that future period, to disseminate this research knowledge and again setting standards as a trendsetter of the university. And I wish a very pleasant day for everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, dear sir. Through this conference, we have gathered a bunch of new knowledge upon the conference theme of A Whole New World, the Challenge of Change, Re-envisioning the Business Management Landscape, which is presented through the conference proceedings. So, now it is time to launch the physical witness of the collaborative effort behind the ICOME 2023. Thus, this my heartfelt invitation goes to the conference chair, Professor Champika Lianagamage, and the Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor PMC Tilakaratne, to officially launch the conference proceedings. Also, I invite Professor Champika Lianagamage to present the another two conference proceedings to the Director of Research Unit, Professor Shama Veerakon, and Professor Nalina Besekara, the Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies.
Thank you very much, dear sir and madam. Now, it's the high time to listen to the thought-provoking ideas of our chief guest, Mr. Sundar Radhakrishnan, Regional Director of Emerald Publishing in South Asia. Mr. Radhakrishnan has joined Emerald in 2015 and is currently heading the operations in South Asia. With over 2 decades of experience in the publication industry, he has worked with global publishers such as McGraw-Hill, Cambridge, and Springer Nature. He is an avid follower of the higher education and research space in South Asia, who strongly believes that the right blend of content and technology are going to be key drivers for ever-evolving higher education and research sector. So now, let's listen to the valuable ideas and knowledge shared by Mr. Radhakrishnan.
Good morning, everyone. It has always been a pleasure to visit your beautiful country, and today would have been no different. But unfortunately, for unforeseen business circumstances, I couldn't make it today, and hence addressing all of you virtually today. It's an honor sharing this virtual dais with the Honorable Chairman of UGC, Professor Sampath Amaratunge, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor PMC Tilakaratne, Dean of FMS, Professor Nalina Besekara, Conference Chair, Professor Champika Lianamage, my co-speakers, Professor Sudhir Rana, Professor Sergius Koku, Professor Shama Veerakon, and the Conference Secretary, Chanaka Veerasekara. We've gathered here to deliberate on a very important theme, a whole new world, the challenge of change, re-envisioning the business management landscape. What I thought would be more appropriate is to share my thoughts on 3 different perspectives around this topic. 1, how it interprets to the world of business at large. 2, how it interprets to the world of academia that teaches business management. And thirdly, how, as a publisher, it interprets to our scheme of things. As you all agree, all 3 are interrelated and have significant impact on the others. The pace of change. We live in a world that consistently is evolving. Technologically, advancements, globalization, shifting consumer expectations have disrupted traditional business models. The speed at which these changes occur can be overwhelming, but it is essential for businesses to recognize the significance of adapting and embracing to the opportunities that come through with this change. That brings the need for agility. In this new world, agility is the key. Businesses must be quick to respond, pivot, and reinvent themselves to stay relevant. The ability to anticipate and adapt to change is what sets successful organizations apart. That needs to embrace technology. Embracing technology is driving force behind the transformation of business landscape. It has revolutionized the way we communicate, we collaborate, and we conduct businesses. Embracing technology is no longer a choice, but a necessity. From automation, artificial intelligence, and data analytics to cloud computing, businesses must harness these tools to optimize processes and enhance consumer experiences and gain competitive advantage. That means we're all customer-centric. Customer centricity is the key. The needs and preferences of customers have evolved significantly. Today, consumers expect personalized experiences, seamless interactions, and meaningful connections with the brands that they engage with. That leads us to cultivating innovation and creativity. Innovation and creativity are vital for success in the face of change. Business must foster a culture and encourage experimentation, embrace failure as a learning opportunity, and values out-of-the-box thinking. Encouraging innovation at all levels of organization empowers employees to contribute fresh ideas, challenge the status quo, and drive continuous improvement. Developing adaptive leadership. Leadership plays a crucial role in navigating change. Effective leaders must possess the ability to inspire and guide their teams through uncertainty. They must be open-minded, adaptable, and willing to take calculated risks. Developing adaptive leadership skills and creating a supportive environment changes the landscape. Now let's take a look at the academic perspective and how it impacts classroom teaching. Recognizing the changing business landscape is critical. The business landscape is undergoing unprecedented changes driven by globalization and technology advancements, as we saw earlier. As dynamic institutions, we must acknowledge these changes and understand the implications on management education. It's vital to align our programs with evolving needs of the industry and equip students to the skills required to thrive in this dynamic environment. Integrating technology and digital literacy. Technology plays a pivotal role in the modern business world, and management education must effect this reality. Academic institutions should integrate technology across their curriculum, incorporating courses on data analytics, digital marketing, artificial intelligence, and emerging technologies. By fostering digital literacy, we prepare students to leverage technology in their future careers and adapt to an ever-changing digital landscape. Embracing experiential and applied learning. The challenge of change demands a shift in pedagogical approaches. Academic institutions should move away from traditional lecture-based teaching methods and embrace experiential and applied learning. Encouraging students to engage in real-world projects, case studies, simulations, and internships enable them to develop practical skills, critical thinking abilities, and problem-solving capabilities that are vital for a success in business world. Cultivating adaptability and agility. The ability to be part of an environment to navigate uncertainty is crucial in today's business environment. Management education should focus on cultivating adaptability and agility amongst the students. This can be achieved by exposing them to diverse perspectives, encouraging interdisciplinary collaboration, and providing opportunities for cross-cultural experiences. Nurturing ethical leadership and social responsibility. In an era where ethical considerations and social responsibility are paramount, management education must emphasize the importance of ethical decision-making and responsible leadership. Academic institutions should incorporate ethics courses, encourage discussions on social impact, and provide platforms for students to engage in community service and sustainability initiatives. Embracing lifelong learning and professional development. To address the challenge of change, management education should extend beyond graduation and embrace lifelong learning. Institutions must provide avenues for continuous professional development, such as executive education programs, online courses, and industry collaborations. By fostering a culture of lifelong learning, academic institutions ensure the graduates remain adaptable, up to date, and equipped to navigate the evolving business landscape throughout their careers. Now let's move on to our own perspective as a publisher. Research publishing is pivotal in re-envisioning the business management landscape, serving as a catalyst for knowledge dissemination, innovation, and transformation. Publishers provide a platform for researchers, scholars, and practitioners to share their insights, findings, and expertise, advancing knowledge in the field. Hence, it's important for publishers to follow best practices that encourage the valid and urgent research and disseminate the groundbreaking research. Within Emerald, we strongly believe in making a difference in the real world with the research we publish. This is what we at Emerald call as real impact. Real impact research focuses on practical application in the real world, addressing grand challenges in the business management. Real impact facilitates collaboration and networking among researchers, academics, industry professionals, and policymakers, fostering innovation and collective problem solving. It aims at influencing thinking, changing policies, and make a positive difference beyond the academia. At Emerald, we understand that for real impact to take place, supporting communities is an important aspect of the process. Hence, we strive for equity in research publications, ensuring authors and institutions have an impact with their research and promoting equity in the research landscape. Emerald Publishing strives for a balanced representation of research voices. In order to understand what we research is being published and what voices may be getting excluded, we have added gender, race, and ethnicity questions to Scholar One, our submission platform. While this is optional for now, I hope you all participate while submitting your research with Emerald Publishing to help us make research more equitable. It is therefore our pleasure to collaborate with an institute like Faculty of Management Studies, the Open University of Sri Lanka, that are also aligned in supporting researchers with developing skills that lead to better research and therefore wider publishing opportunities. It's our active engagement in different roles within research publishing, as authors, as researchers, as funders, and the institution itself, that empowers the business management community to shape the future, driving the positive change and contributing to organizational and societal growth. On that note, I would like to end with my gratitude to the organizers for having invited me and allowing me to share this virtual dais with such eminent academicians and speakers. I hope you found this useful for your further deliberations during the conference. I wish the conference all success, and I'd like to also extend my sincere thanks to Professor Jayanta Devasiri, Emerald's brand ambassador in Sri Lanka, and my dear friend. Stuti.
Thank you very much, Mr. Radhakrishnan, for your valuable time, kind cooperation, and knowledge shared. Any academia is getting more enriched with more researchers. So, this time is allocated to the person who encourages the research culture at the Open University of Sri Lanka. Director, Research Unit, Professor Shyama Veerakan, this time space is for you.
And especially to our audience joining with us online. The Vice Chancellor, Professor P.M.C. Tilakaratne, our chief guest, Mr. Sundar Radhakrishnan, the invited speakers, Professor Sudhir Rana and Professor Sugis Koku, deans of the faculties and the director PGIE, the acting registrar, Bursa, Professor Champika Lienagamage, the chairperson of the ICOME 2023 Conference Committee, all academic and administrative staff members, paper presenters, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, as the director of the research unit of the Open University of Sri Lanka, I would like to thank Professor Nalin Abesekara, our Dean, Faculty of Management Studies, and Professor Champika Lienagamage, the chairperson of the ICOME 2023 Conference Committee, and all the other committee members for giving me an opportunity to speak a few words about the research culture at OUSL and how it was upgraded during the past years. Also, I would like to talk about how the improved research culture influenced to conduct the annual research conferences at OUSL and the progression of contribution and participation of OUSL staff members at local and overseas conferences. Like other state universities in Sri Lanka, the OUSL, which is the premier open distance learning institute in Sri Lanka, recognizes the importance of developing the potential of its academic staff by providing them with adequate opportunities to engage in research. This would pave path to explore and validate novel ideas in research, innovation, and other intellectual activities. Further, it would contribute to national development in the long run. With the intention of advancing the academic and research mission of the university while promoting a culture that exemplifies excellent service, transparency, collaboration, and innovation, OUSL established the research unit in February 2014. The research unit promotes the faculty, staff, and student success by facilitating collaborative and innovative research and creative activities. In addition to the research unit, the Industrial Liaison Center of OUSL was established in December 2014 to inculcate entrepreneurial activities as a formal mechanism to coordinate industry liaison and commercialization activities. The OUSL, with the support of the research unit, created an environment of innovation, of research and education across a broad spectrum of ODL, science, engineering and technology, social sciences, management, law, health sciences, environment sciences, and other areas to foster multidisciplinary discoveries and inventions that arise through the mixing of students, the faculty, the staff members, and researchers across traditional disciplinary boundaries. The annual open research sessions organized by the research unit established itself as a high-caliber research forum that attracts not only researchers from the OUSL community, but also other state universities and higher educational institutes, creating a forum for presenting and discussing valuable research findings, leading to enriching experiences to the researchers. Ours significantly contributed to enhance the research culture among OUSL staff members in ODL and disciplinary-based research, which directly inspired our staff members to participate at other national and international conferences, including the Asian Association of Open Universities, AAOU conferences, by contributing quality research findings. And we are proud to say that the OUSL hosted the 34th AAOU in 2021. This year, on 9th and 10th November, the research unit is planning to hold the Open University Research Sessions with the objective of bringing local and foreign researchers to one forum. As a further step ahead of enhancing the research culture in OUSL, the Faculty of Management Studies hosted the first ICOME in year 2022. This year, the faculty is hosting the second ICOME on 30th and 31st May 2023 in a virtual platform. I'm confident that OUSL as well as the OUSL staff members will gain plenty of benefits through ICOME 2023. As you all know, a conference is not just an avenue for a scientist or a researchers to present their research to the wider community, but it can be an important venue for broadcasting, networking, and making vital connections that can lead new initiatives and findings. Therefore, I believe ICOME 2023 will provide visions into the latest research and provide opportunities for the academics, research, and practitioners to exchange their research deliberations and disseminate current development and insights in business management and entrepreneurship. ICOME 2023 will also be a stepping stone for further development of OUSL's national and international advocacy campaigns. Finally, let me thank all of you for taking part in ICOME 2023 and wish the very best to all the presenters whose research and ideas will be showcased here. While congratulating the conference committee of ICOME 2023, let me wish all of you a very productive 2 days of intellectual engagement and discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear madam. The journey of ICOME began in 2023 when the Faculty of Management Study celebrated its 3rd anniversary. As it was the first international conference that the faculty organized, we have gathered lots of memories, ranging from hard hurdles to cheerful memories. Now, let's retrospect the journey of first ICOME 2022.
I warmly welcome you all to the first ever International Conference on Management and Entrepreneurship, the ICOME 2022, organized by the Faculty of Management Studies of Auburn University of Sri Lanka.
It's my great pleasure to welcome you all for the first International Conference of Management and Entrepreneurship. Being the youngest faculty of the university, the Faculty of Management Studies in the Open University of Sri Lanka proudly hold in ICOME 2022 under the theme of Business Management, Innovation, Challenges and Resilience.
I'm extremely delighted to be here to mark this event. The role as a Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies, the word cannot be to describe the emotion I feel, and I gratitude to all for ensuring and entrusting me and my team. I'm very happy and also proud of my FMS family. And it was our dream when we was established Faculty of Management Studies. The first international conference on research on management and entrepreneurship, ICOME, the organized by the Faculty of Management Studies of Open University of Sri Lanka.
ICOME 2022 will provide effective solutions for managing the ever-increasing complexity while meeting the challenging requirements of businesses on largely distributed, heterogeneous and dynamic resource environments. ICOME 2022 has received
more than 70 high quality research paper submissions. Each paper has been subject to the double-blind peer review process. I thank all reviewers for their careful reviews to make an outstanding conference. The excellent program and activities of the ICOME 2022 are the results of diligent effort from Conference Advisory Committee and core team members of the conference. This conference takes place in full virtual platform with the intention of creating a forum for all stakeholders, including scholars, professionals, policymakers and students to get together and share their ideas and knowledge to generate a better world with equity and sustainability.
I would like to invite Professor Nalini Abesekara, the conference chair of ICOME 2022, to hand over the conference proceedings.
This is a very well-planned conference. Thank you very much for the honor of being invited to your first conference that deals with management and entrepreneurship. And best of luck in running your conference.
I'm so pleased to be invited as the speaker at the first ICOME. Actually, that's my big honor to say that as a professor from the developing countries, we experienced a lot of changes, much more changes than those developed nations actually, especially China. And also I'm very happy to see Siva here, many years already, long time no see. And also I love Sri Lanka.
ICOME 2022 will provide visions into the latest research and provide opportunities for the academics, research and practitioners to exchange their research deliberations and disseminate current developments and insights in business management and entrepreneurship. ICOME 2022 will also be a stepping stone for further development of OUSL's national and international advocacy campaigns.
Aligning with the first International Conference on Management and Entrepreneurship, I as Vice Chancellor of the Open University of Sri Lanka would like to declare the date of 27th May, the day of the birthday of the Professor Philip Kotler, as the Marketing Day in Sri Lanka, to pay tribute to Professor Philip Kotler for the contribution he has made to the world and for developing countries to make the subject of marketing as one of the important and popular among other disciplines for sustainable development aligned with happiness.
I was delighted to watch the keynote speech of Professor Wu from China. It was a clear mirror image of Chinese index of economy. How the keynote speaker elaborated the Chinese development and the experience actually we can gain from that speech. Because I was here during the inauguration of this faculty. It is just, I believe, 2 years now, 3 years. I was here. So within these 3 years, if you can bring Professor Kotler here online at the age of 91, and the person like Professor Wu of China, so that shows the maturity within 3 years' time, which we all can be very happy, and the performance. So OUSL is doing a marvelous work. Thank you very much.
Today we are reaping the fruits of the hard work of many, and I consider it a great privilege to have the opportunity to acknowledge the valuable contribution of all those that made conducting this landmark event a possibility. So, to those, I would say that you have indeed put the best of your efforts to make this event unforgettable. Finally, I would like to thank all the respected participants placing enormous trust in this event. Thank you.
Those are the memories from ICOME 2022. Continuing the event flow, let's move to the first keynote speech of this day. This cordial invitation goes to the Dean of the Faculty of Management Studies, Professor Nalin Abesekara, to introduce the first keynote speaker.
Professor P. Sergius Coco is a rare breed of academic with impeccable skills in multidisciplinary research, a vital competency observed in postmodern researchers. Professor Coco is a tenured full professor at Florida Atlantic University, USA, a Fulbrighter. He holds a JD from University of Miami School of Law, PhD Finance and Marketing, MBA Finance and MBA Applied Economics, all from Rutgers University. He also holds an MBA from Oregon State University and a BA in Finance from the University of Virgin Islands. Professor Coco is a renowned interdisciplinary researcher with intellectual contribution in areas such as information economics, laws and economics, applied of economic theory of legal issues and concepts, application of game theoretic models in marketing, services marketing, marketing strategy, religion and consumption, decision ethics and corporate governance. So Professor Coco has authored and co-authored 2 books, several book chapters and several dozens of articles in reputed peer-reviewed journals. We were really fortunate to dedicate Volume 3, Issue 1 of the Sri Lankan Journal of Management Studies also to this brilliant scholar. Dear Professor P. Sergius Coco, I would like to respectfully invite you for your speech, sir.
Good morning. I'm not too sure you can hear me because of infrastructural technological developments where I am, but I hope you can hear me well. I call him Nalin. Professor Nalin has already served as an introductory note of me, so I'm not going to go through my background. I'll just go through what I'm here to do, and that is to give a pep talk about what we are here today. First, let me thank all the conveners for this, and also let me welcome all the attendees. With all the protocols observed since I do... Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Can you see me? Okay. 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 Sorry about the introduction, but this is what we have to do in terms of technological space. Professor Nalin, as I call him, has already served as an introductory note of me, so I'm not going to go through that. What I'm supposed to do is to give a pep talk for our mission today. Thank you all for inviting me. Thanks for the convenience. Thanks for the days. Thanks for the Chancellor. And with all the protocols observed, since I do not have the names of the individuals. I thank you all for inviting me, and I thank you all for coming to participate in a momentous event. I am speaking from Kigali, Rwanda. So if you do not hear me very well, I'm not back in Florida so that I have technological crew to advise me and to help me when I'm stuck. Here I am, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm trying to do the best that I can. I hope you can hear me very well. What I'm supposed to do is to give a pep talk of what we are here today. And I title my speech, A World We Can Live In. A world we can live in, given the theme of the conference. A whole new world, the challenges of change and re-envisioning business landscape. You and I can talk all day about change, but as a lawyer, let me try and modify it a little bit. Modify it by dissecting what a change is. A change, according to Merriam-Webster, is synonymous with alter. A change is synonymous with vary. A change is synonymous with modify. And in a sentence, we can say that change implies making either an essential difference or often amounting to a loss of original identity or substituting one thing for another. So here is a change. What if we don't call it change at all? And something magically just happens. So you and I and everyone here can bury our heads in the sand and pretend that nothing is happening. And believe that something would happen. Here is another change. A change can be rough. And you and I can attest to this, given the COVID. But before I go on with what I'm going to tell you, I must share with you a secret. And the secret is that for 6 months ago, I had a stroke. I could not even pronounce my name. I could not write. I could not get up and walk. And here I am, 6 months later, I've flown over 2,000 miles in Kigali, and I'm here talking to you. I can only attribute that to a change in medicine, a change in technology, and a change with human ingenuity to accept the fact that things are changing and we should not go back to the past ways of doing things. So I'm here talking to you. Change can be rough, but with a little bit of unpacking, we can manage change. So what do I talk about, or what do I mean by unpacking? Unpacking means we have to look at the prior events and prioritize the ways that we can deal with change. Change is not going to stop. It's going to happen. What we as academicians have to do is to accept it, delve into it, and prioritize our events. Now I'll talk a little bit about our events shortly. Today, all of us can talk about change, and we can talk about it from evening to the following morning, or we can talk about it from the beginning of the day to the end, or the beginning of the year. What I'm trying to stress here is change is ubiquitous. But I'm going to talk about only two things here. One is management, and the other is academia. The first speaker already alluded to them, so I do not have to talk much. He already essentially discussed all I am going to say. But let's talk a little bit about management. several studies have been conducted in change in management. And I'll just talk about two. And these two I hold very dearly because they open a lot of things to us. One was by Van der Haan and Poole and published in 1995. And the two scholars argued that change can be explicated formally or informally by four things. One is life cycle. Two is teleology. Second is dialectics. And fourth is evolution. Life cycle, you and I are witness to the fact that there is indeed an organic growth. You and I were born, we grow, we mature, and we die. That is an organic growth. Products are introduced, they grow, they mature, and they die. Inevitably, business organizations will do the same, but we don't want them to do the same. Why? Because you and I know that businesses have been organized in perpetuity. Anybody in law can tell you that is why we have accounts payable and accounts receivable. If we do not think that businesses are here to stay for a long time, you come, I will say, okay, give me cash. But we know that businesses are organized in perpetuity. So we say, okay, we'll pay later on. That is why we have credit card and things like that. So businesses, because they don't want to die, they envision, they come up with new growth, and they introduce new products and things like that. So we have birth and rebirth, maturity, relaunching, and things like that. So that is life cycle. Let's talk a little bit about teleology. Those of you who studied philosophy will know that it's a branch of philosophy. And it talks about movement to a final destination. So nothing stays forever because things grow, environments change, and we as individuals have to grow. So teleology is there to tell us that, yes, things have to change, and there is a change that we cannot ignore. And if we ignore it, we die. We don't want to die, so we have to change. Let's talk about dialectics. I generally say that dialectics is part of philosophy again, but that is Hegelian assumption that organizations exist in a plural or pluralistic world. And what does it mean? We have several forces in a pluralistic world, forces that collide with each other, forces that fusion, and we as entities have to adapt with them. And that is why there is a change. And last but not the least is evolution. We all know about Malthusian theory of population and things like that. But in a restrictive sense, it focuses on cumulative change in a structural form of population or any entities put together. So entities can merge, they can coexist, and they can do everything, and that is about change. So this is the first group that I want to talk about in terms of change. The next group I want to talk about is by Hansing and Hofstede, and all of you know Hofstede about his country's specialization. And Hansing and Hofstede said something about sociology in organization, and they alluded it to countries. And they said this, that countries accept a change or resist a change because of what? Culture. In the beginning of this momentous event, we observe culture. That is the inauguration with culture. So culture is endemic to every society or every country. We accept culture, and culture imbues us or it grows us. Now, what we do with culture is inimical to whether we accept a change or we resist a change. All of us have witnessed COVID. Some countries accepted the inoculation willingly. In some other countries, there have to be a law that organizes people to go and be inoculated. And one would argue, okay, what is this? We all want to live. So why are people resisting inoculation where others are going? It is because of our culture. So we have all kinds of arguments as to whether inoculations actually help or they actually expedite us to die. Again, it is about culture. But what we must do as individuals is to examine. God hasn't given us brains for nothing, especially in academia. It has given us brains to think. So let's move a little bit to academic world where we have changes as well. There have been, again, several studies about changes in academic world, and I'm going to just talk about 5. Sense-making, identity and image, gender, resistance to technology, and becoming an administrator. Sense-making was actually posited by Guo, Thomas, and Clark, and they said changes in the academic world is done because of symbolism. We want to stand for something. And in fact, Guo and Thomas came up with a second article in 1996 about identity and image. And I would actually invite you to think about different universities that changed their names. Why did they change their names? For example, Aalto in Helsinki, Tuskegee University in Tuskegee, Alabama, used to be Tuskegee Institute, Carnegie Mellon used to be Carnegie Mellon Institute, and so forth. And I have actually written a couple of articles on that. Why is it that universities change their name? They change their names because of identity and image. We want to represent something, and we want the whole world to realize us as representing something. Then, of course, there is gender. If we look back, you and I can attest to the fact that academic scholars were actually male. Now we see women. And we are happy that there are women in our fold. But women do not have it easy as men do. In the United States, some of them are suing because they have been measured with different yardsticks when it comes to tenure and things like that. And we as institutions, we as academic institutions must change because women represent an enormous force that can be actually embraced to better us. Let's talk about 4 changes, and as you may have heard, the first speaker actually talked about gender. It wasn't by accident. I didn't actually exchange notes with them, but one can see that it is because it's an essential point of academia. Yeah. Let's talk about change in technology. So now I'm several thousand miles away and I can participate in a conference because of technology. And actually, we can look back in COVID and some of us say that, oh, we didn't want to teach online because it doesn't make us effective. And others say, oh, I die by online. I really teach well and things like that. Is resistance to technology or accepting of technology? It is going to be here. The question is, what do we do about it? We as academicians have to be at the forefront of these things. And I'll tell you why in a little while. The last thing I want to talk about, there are changes in academic life of individuals. In the midstream, some people decide they want to be administrators. They don't want to research anymore, or they don't want to teach anymore. It is also a change that they have to grapple with. And some people, like myself, say, no, I don't want to be an administrator. I just like to teach, and I just like to research, and that is good enough. But others said, well, I've done all the teaching that I have to do. Now let's move to another one. Let me become head of department, associate dean, a dean, or whatever. It is a change. These are changes that we have to grapple with in academia. The most important thing is, do we have to guess? Do we have to guess in order to answer the question of what do we do? Where should we go? To the left or to the right, or stay the course? If we guess, we can get up to hang ourselves, or we can get up to be a triumph. It is a guessing game. We don't want to guess. That is why we are an academic. We have to take a step and decide on logical things of things, and therefore decide on where to go. So what I tell my friends and everybody who wants to listen is, let us take a step backwards and see what we do as an academic. We are charged with teaching. We are charged with doing research, and we are charged with rendering service. Teaching, research, and service. If we accept these things as our charges, then the next thing we have to do is, what do the changes represent in what we do? Can I go and be teaching things that have been updated, or can I go and teach things that are current? Or I can go and teach things that are obsolete. We can do things the old way. We cannot teach things that are obsolete. If anything, we have to bring it to the fore and say, this is what has been done, and this is why we do not do it. So it means that in our teaching, we have to accept change. We don't have to just accept it, we have to live it, because we have to train people who are going to manage. We train them by intellectual curiosity. We train them to think quickly on their feet. We train them to accept changes, dissect them, and come up with a solution. That is what we must do as an academic. In terms of research, we cannot be researching in the past. We have to research what is current. We have to research what speaks to the new, not what speaks to the old. So our researches must be current. And last but not the least, our service. What do we do as a service? We consult to politicians, or we generally advise them. We consult to our students and anyone else. So that is service. The question is, can we be consulting, can we be rendering services on things that have been obsolete, or things that have been proven not to work? The answer is no. So even in our academic life, we have to accept changes. If we don't accept changes, we become dinosaurs. We will die. We don't want to die, at least not for now. So we want the researches, we want our teaching, and we want our services to continue. So this, in a way, is what I have tried to determine in terms of what the mouthful of the theme is. What is our theme? A whole new world. The challenge of change and the revisioning of the landscape. What is our landscape? We have two worlds, our landscape in the academia and our landscape in the living world outside the academia. We have to accept changes in the way we do things so that we can navigate these landscapes. I can go on and on, but I know I have only 20 minutes, and the way the syllogism has taken place, there is no time to err. So I am going to end here, and I welcome questions that you may have after the conference, but I know people are here who are anxious to either go and listen to what other speakers have to say or what other conferences have to say. So I am going to end here. It is a real pleasure to be here. I like to be in Sri Lanka. Fortunately, I cannot be there this year, but hopefully if I don't die, which is an ominous word, but if I don't die, sooner or later I'll be in Sri Lanka again. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for coming here. and I really wish you an enjoyable conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Sergius Koku, for your enormous cooperation and valuable thoughts shared. Now, I cordially invite the conference chair, Professor Champika Lianagamage, to introduce the second keynote speaker of this precious morning.
Professor Sudhir Rana is attached to the Faculty of Marketing and Strategy at the College of Healthcare Management and Economics at Gulf Medical University, United Arab Emirates. Professor Rana holds PhD degree with the Ministry of Human Resource Development Scholarship from Government of India and postdoctorate from Putra Business School, University of Putra, Malaysia. He has set high standards in academics and research. Professor Rana is academically associated with Indian Institute of Management, Nagpur, Fortune Institute of International Business, India, and Putra Business School, Malaysia. He has developed 300 plus workshop sessions, keynote speeches, and webinars. His research areas are business education, consumer behavior, organizational performance, emerging markets. His researches are published in journals of business research, Journal of Consumer Behavior, International Journal of Emerging Markets, Journal of Promotion Management, the TQM Journal, Benchmarking, and Journal of Global Marketing, among others. He is a well-known scholar and editor in the Business Review, scholar editor in the field. A few stories that he turned around include the progression of the journal FIIB Business Review, which is the most preferred journal from Sage Publishing, has launched, as well as chaired doctorate program at Fortune Institute of International Business, India. So with that short introduction, I'll cordially invite Professor Sudhir Rana to deliver his keynote speech.
Professor EMC, Professor Sampath, Mr. Sundar from Emerald, Professor Nalin, and Professor Paul Kaku. Thank you so much. I can now relate and build on what he was speaking. Well, I thought multiple times that what are the specific challenges that we are facing in the academic world and how our next move should be. We very generally, very often hear about what we should publish, why we should publish, where we should publish, and the kind of rat race amongst faculty members in publishing into top-tier journal to high-impact factor journals, and so on. Of course, it should be. It helps academic institutions in showing the knowledge and then earning some ranking and accreditation credentials for it. It is there. But the question that I'm going to raise today amongst all of us is one related to the impact, and specifically the professional and societal impact. The second related to engagement, and third related to relationships. Honestly, these three criterias or aspects have transformed life of multiple scholars. And I'll start from the last one, relationships. We all have believed that networking in our business is really important. It is. Networking is, it helps, it supports, and therefore we are gathered today. Like we like to network to each other. We want to know each other better. We want to showcase what we do. We want to ask other collaborators also to support our ventures. And this is how we grow. Together we always grow. But in network, if you see, there are different ways of keeping a relationship. These relationships can be as short as a transaction. These relationship can be supporting somebody as just a blue collar worker, and there can be very long lasting relationships. So when I started my journey and I thought of networking with people, because being a young scholar and an editor in the field, it was very important for me to invite the people who actually contribute in the knowledge transformation industry and who contribute a good knowledge. And I wanted to publish them in my journal. I was wanted to collaborate with them and wanted to publish in so-called good journals, fit journals. So I had started my talk with them, and I'm sure that you also must have come across with many people with whom you find that, okay, it is working, and later on you feel that it is not working. And same happened with the publication outlets. We excitedly submit a paper and then we get a rejection, we feel sad about it. Similarly, it happened with our own PhD students, where we keep very high expectations, or when we work as a PhD student, we think our guide is being too tough. So we have to deal with multiple relationships at our workplace, outside our workplace, for our professional growth. And these relationships, we actually need to think about where my relationship is going to be long-term in terms of having something together. I may not be immediately do something together with any colleague, but maybe tomorrow I have a chance, maybe after 2 years I have a chance, or maybe after 5 years I have a chance. So I do not look at the immediate benefits. Immediate benefits can let your relationship go into the isolation. So whenever you network with somebody and whenever you develop the relationship, you may not be able to churn out the immediate benefits. And you should not develop the relationship to churn out the benefits immediately. I have seen, like, I'm sure that you can make out, like, since when Fifth Business Review have got really a good name in the market, a lot of scholars reach out to me, kind of transactions way, that, okay, they develop friendship, and then as soon as we talk, they say that, oh, I would like to publish with them, and publish in this journal. And we face it. I handled International Journal of Emerging Market also for a longer period of time. However, the philosophy of relationship is something else. The philosophy of relationship goes into more understanding, having more common interests and thoughts, exploring the common ways of working together. So this is why relationships are not known for, and that's the basic difference that I found between networking versus relationships. You network with somebody because you think that you can contribute to them, and of course I welcome all those people, because they have made a lot of progressive things for myself, for my journal, for my institution, and contributed a lot in my academic life. And thank you so much for I thank them for all of this, for all of their contribution. But at the same time, I have realized that relationship get nurtured over a period of time. It takes time to develop the relationship. It doesn't happen immediately. It also comes when you see all up and down with that particular person. So it is not that every time you're going to have a positive outcome. You may also have to bear with them and give them a space to have their own decisions. So I would strongly suggest that convert your network into long-lasting relationships. It will be really, really helpful. And once you develop the relationship, engage. You need to engage with them in some sort of conversations, in some sort of baby steps, maybe like discussing a topic, to sometimes taking your chances to explore if it is something of common interest, if it is something fascinating, or maybe assisting them, volunteer to assist, do not demand for it. And I did it for many of my senior scholars, and even for the junior scholars. And many times they asked that, hey, professor, you have helped me out, and you're not taking a part as an author. You deserve to be an author. And I say that, no, this is your PhD work, or this is the work that you have done. I have just guided you, so I don't deserve to be an author in this paper. So you need to nurture that relationship. You need to engage with them in some significant work to contribute in their life, to contribute in their professional journey. Well, if I want to earn an outcome for myself, I need to contribute to their journey, to their goals, to their aspirations, to something that they want. Something that I want will automatically come to me if I am able to contribute something to them, something for them. And this should come from my heart. This should come because I value that relationship. I am contributing for them because I value them. And that makes the relationship more stronger. And the third that I would like to bring your attention to is the impact. Because impact is not a person driven. Impact is also not somebody that standalone can create. Together we will have to create the impact, and together when there is a way where all the scholars, institutions, policymakers, business practices, social workers, they work in one way, it creates a greater impact. And impact have many interpretations. In research, impact have interpretation related to how much reads you got of your papers, how much citations you got for your paper. Impact in teaching is whether we are able to place our students in the good companies with a good package. And impact for the institution remains in different world, whether institution is able to achieve the high level of accreditations, and especially the global accreditations like AACSB, YAMBA, EQUIS. And impact for the society is in raising their living standard and getting into the modern complex, solving their modern and complex lifestyles. Similarly, impact for policies and government is serving to all the society, raising the happiness index, and so on. So impact have very deep and very broader meaning attached to it. Now, I would like to see and suggest that what is my responsibilities in what profession I have chosen, what are the boundaries that I have created, and how these responsibilities owe me to create an impact on my stakeholders. So primarily, who are my stakeholders? My stakeholder is first the university and institution where I'm working for and I'm paid off for. Then these are my students. I see it, you may have some different stakeholders, but I consider them as my primary stakeholders, specifically my institution or my student. And my prime impact will come on changing their life, fostering their life in such a way that they will have highest achievements. They will be able to achieve and celebrate their goals by achieving the desired placements, desired packages, and their dream jobs. So what significant contribution I can create in impacting their life and impacting my institutions, brand image, maybe reputation, accreditation, what am I doing on creating impact for my institution? Well, people often say that if you do research, it creates direct impact on the institution as well as impact on your teaching. But I'm sorry to say, there is a huge gap to what we research and when it comes to the utilization in teaching or utilization in the practice. Specifically, for example, if somebody is funding me a research project, then how it is going to help and to whom it is going to help, what kind of practices I'll be able to improve by adopting the new business practices, and at the same time, whether it is going to help in generating more revenue through the consultancy project or delivering a solution to them. I mean, impact is going to change as soon as your stakeholders change. So I want all my colleagues to realize the value of what they do. Yes, we have now learned enough of what we should do and why we do, but just completing the work is not going to be sufficient. We need to think ahead of it. We need to make our stakeholders wise and realize the value of our work. And therefore, it is our responsibility to take charge and the baton of our work, and whether it is promoting it or capitalizing it, because we are the best people. We know how this work can be utilized. And many times it happened that we write a paper or we develop a course, and this course is not very useful. It kind of take a back seat or limited to only our classroom and the students. And research, often I may have like 50 papers, but not even a few of them get used to the larger community. So I want my colleague, and I also think that what is the larger impact that I'm going to create through my efforts and through my ventures. And like I said, that take a baton of it on realizing that what after it, what after publication, what after development of this course, what after development of this content, or what after writing this book. Because now just having it, doing it is not enough. Now capitalizing on it, making it useful, and let the stakeholder utilize it properly is also something that we owe a responsibility for. So I humbly suggest all my colleagues here on the call to realize or not realize, maybe you have realized it multiple times, but think again about your relationships and about your engagements, and our responsibility of creating an impact. And we really need to think of impact more. Impact is something that we see as a final outcome of any activity that we do. And I congratulate the conference team for hosting this conference and having debate amongst the colleagues. And thank you so much, Professor Jayanta Devasiri and colleagues, for having me here. I could see my friends here, Professor Atula, Professor Alvis. My greetings and many thanks. If you have any question that you think I can answer, maybe you can pass on the question or pass on your suggestion. We can have a few minutes on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Sudhir Rana, for the immeasurable values that you added to this event. Gradually, we have come to the end of this inauguration ceremony. We would be failing to fulfill our duties if we missed out to pay our gratitude to all the personalities behind this effort. Thus, my heartfelt invitation goes to the most suitable person to deliver the vote of thanks, Mr. Chanaka Veerasekara, the Conference Secretary of the ICOME 2023.
Vice Chancellor, Open University of Sri Lanka, Professor PMC Tilakaratne. Chief guest, Mr. Sudhir Ramakrishna. Keynote speech, Professor C.G. Kuku. Second keynote speech, Professor Sudhir Rana. Dean, Faculty of Management Studies, Professor Nalina Besekara. All the deans of the faculties, professors, senior lecturers, distinguished guests, my dear colleagues, and ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the conference committee, I stand here before you as the conference secretary to acknowledge the people who have supported us in various ways. So I try my best to make this short, but still we have a long list of names worth mentioning. So I hope that you all mind if I take some of your time. First of all, I would like to thank the Vice Chancellor. We are deeply honored to have him here today. Professor PMC Tilakaratne. Thank you very much for the guidance and support given us for consistently for this successfulness of this conference. And I would like to extend sincere thanks to the Dean of the Faculty, Professor Nalina Besekara. Your constant support and encouragement have been instrumental in creating an environment that fosters teamwork and research excellence. And I would like to thank the Director Research Unit of the Open University, Professor Shama Veerakwan, for the guidance and the support given in various ways to enrich this conference. And I want to mention the speakers of the event. The chief guest, Mr. Sundar Radhakrishna, and the keynote speech given by the Professor Sudhir Rana, and the second keynote speech given by the Professor P. Sejis Koku. Thank you very much for inspiring words and transforming speeches. I'm sure that it elevated the vibration of the conference. Right, moving into the next person. So we express our gratitude to the registrar and her staff for invaluable support given in various ways. And we must acknowledge the support given by the Bursa and his staff by ensuring availability of necessary financial resources so that we can pull our blueprints out of this conference. Furthermore, I would like to give my deep appreciation to the CETMe division and her team, the director. They have been doing a wonderful job behind the screen, behind the camera. So your expertise and dedication have significantly enhanced the experience of this conference, of all the participants in person as well as virtually. So big thanks goes to the CETMe division. Furthermore, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to the IT division for their outstanding support during the conference and for the technical support and ensuring the technological infrastructure, including network connectivity as well as the online platforms. So thank you very much for that. So they are the people who are behind this hybrid event. So again, once again, big thanks goes to CETMe and IT. We are also grateful for the assistant director CRC. In fact, there are 2 assistant directors and her staff for the continuous support extended towards the event in various levels, especially when it comes to the logistics and other physical resources. And I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the sponsors and partners who are partnering with us for this great and remarkable event. So their generous support has made this event more vibrant and capable. And I would also like to extend my gratitude to all the researchers, scholars, academics who took time to share their groundbreaking work with us, their knowledge with us. And we must also appreciate and recognize the exceptional effect by our tireless reviewers dedicated their time and expertise to review research submissions. So your rigorous assessments and valuable feedback has been essential in maintaining the quality of the conference and ensuring the intellectual rigor of the conference. So big thanks goes to the reviewers. Furthermore, our heartful appreciation goes out to the esteemed keynote speakers, as I mentioned. So very big thank goes to them as well. Behind the scenes, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the conference team led by Conference Chair Professor Champika Lianagamage. They work tirelessly and diligently to ensure that every aspect of this event is meticulously planned and well executed. So I deeply admire their passion, dedication, and attention towards the details that have been instrumental in creating this event wonderful and memorable for each and every one of us who are participating. So thank you very much. And once again, big thanks goes to the, we call it family, FMS family. So I would like to thank every single member of the Faculty of Management Studies for the constant support extended towards this event. And I would like to thank everyone who support and contributed to this event. In case if I miss to mention any name, I beg your pardon. Last but not least, I want to express our heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you, the attendees of the ceremony. Your presence has definitely transformed this event into a vibrant and dynamic gathering. So thank you very much for being with us here. Once again, thank you very much for all of you for the support and being part of this remarkable event. So we wish, as the conference committee, to you all a stimulating and productive conference ahead, filled with significant and insightful discussion, meaningful interactions, and wealth of knowledge. We hope that you all depart with warm memories, new insights, and good thoughts. Thank you very much, and best of luck.
Thank you very much, dear sir. And big thank goes to you as well for your dedication and commitment, without which this ICOME 2023 won't be this much of success. So with that note of heartfelt thank, we have come to the end of the inauguration ceremony of the ICOME 2023.
Now you may join the technical sessions, and please be informed that the best papers of each conference track will be announced at the closing ceremony taking place at 12 p.m. tomorrow via Zoom through the Zoom links which have already been shared with you. Also, you can join the industrial forum from 9 a.m. tomorrow in the same way. Please enjoy the refreshment arranged outside and join the technical sessions starting from 12:30 p.m.
Then finally, all the very best, dear authors and presenters. Let's make the ICOME 2023 a big success while hoping for the ICOME 2024. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a nice day.